My name is Nick Kalina. I'm the Administrator of Operations of ANCO Iron Construction. We're a third generation structural steel company based out of San Francisco. We've been in Hunters Point Bayview since 1969, so we're about 52 years old. We're one of the only legacy certified businesses in San Francisco, which makes us a historic part of San Francisco. We're LBE certified, San Francisco, minority owned, small SBE, DBE, SFPUC, LBE, DIR registered. We are a structural steel contractor, a general contractor, BNC 51 license. We're family owned. We're run by myself and my two sisters and my dad. And in 2019, sorry, next slide. So there's a picture of me and my sister. We're going to be owners after we're the next in line. So as soon as we're in the succession process, we'll be running it. And as soon as me and my sister take over, we'll be one of the only LGBTQ certified steel minority-owned steel contractors in all the United States. Next slide. So we have currently we range anywhere from 10 to 20 employees, depending on the projects that we're working on. The business was started by my grandfather and his brother, who came from Mexico in the 60s. Next slide. Some projects that we're currently or previously and currently have worked on is Margaret Hayward Community Center. Margaret Hayward Community Center is a project for the city of San Francisco. It was a structural steel building. We provided structural steel fabrication and installation. We also provided the crane services on the projects. Three of our our specific areas of expertise are structural steel, miscellaneous metals, and then we also are a supplier. So we supply wholesale construction supplies for large commercial projects. Next slide. So currently, this is a project that we're working on. It's called Biosolids. It's here in San Francisco. It's on Evans. It's about a $2 billion project. It's an 8-year-long project. We've been on two projects so far on the project site. So from there was a big trench line, 36-inch sewer pipeline that was being installed. We helped install the shoring for it, the shoring system, and then we also in the pit, the channel, we installed the structural steel framing for the pipeline as well. Next slide. And here's a couple of pictures from another project we recently completed, Margaret Hayward Community Playground. I talked a little bit about it already. Next slide. And then we also were involved in Chase Center, $1 billion project. We were involved in the underground, the above ground, and then we fabricated all the high-end cocktail guardrails for the Modelo tequila section. We also completed Richmond Transit Village, where we fabricated and installed the elevator tower and the canopy system that you can see on the right there. Here are a few of our clients, just to name a few: Swingerton, Clark, Plant, Webcor. We work a lot with SME and Chef Steel and Gale Manufacturing. Very excited for the opportunity to be a part of this pitch. Strong supporter of minority and LGBTQ women-owned businesses. And so if you need any steel services, please don't hesitate to reach out. My information is listed here. Very excited for the opportunity. And thank you, Paul. Any questions?
Yes, please. Nick, can you briefly talk about your work with Caltrans? Because I know that's been highly specialized.
So we are right now, we just finished a small project with Caltrans, Yerba Buena, which was a freeway repair. So we do jock emergency repair systems. So on the 280, there was a car that went over the freeway. So we did a expedited repair of the guardrail there. We do a lot of BART projects. We provide welding services. We provide piling. So we're involved in quite a few projects.
Okay, great. And then you mentioned that you are also a materials supplier. So I'm assuming that is all things metal and steel related. So you really could be the both material supplier and the fabricator, which would help a GC with their participation goals, correct?
Exactly. So we purchase wholesale materials, we fabricate it, and then we also install it. So we kind of check all three boxes, and that's something that diversifies us from some of the other steel guys that are around.
Okay, and what about how do you interact with the unions and how do you navigate projects with PLAs and so forth?
So we are a union field. So we've been before my time, we've been signed on to the union. So any kind of union projects or we're able to suffice the requirements for that.
Okay, and I know you're kind of famous for your ability to team up with really great companies. Can you just share a quick little story about your teaming up with Harris Hoisting?
So yeah, I'm a huge advocate for teaming up. I think that you can stretch your bandwidth there and get more opportunities. So most recently, I was on a project called Mary Court, which is these big blue structural steel trees that were shipped from the Netherlands. And I hired a local Black women-owned hoisting company who happens to be a friend of mine who purchased her crane a week before the project. And so she's had years of experience. She worked on Salesforce. So I called her, we teamed up and we got the project done. We beat our project schedule. She did an amazing job. So yeah, I team up with a lot of local, my other minority contractors, and we kill it out there. So
great. So like a GC, like a Swinnerton could work with you really across the state, or actually, you could really have some real bandwidth and some real legs to help GCs on a number of levels, correct?
Correct, totally. Yeah. So I do try to stay when it comes to installing, I do try to stay, within the Bay Area, about 4 or 5 hours outside of the Bay Area. But when it comes to supplying materials and stuff like that, my bandwidth is a little larger. But yeah, no, GCs, they can think of ANCO as not just a structural steel contractor, but really a community builder. We like to take on larger portions of the contract so that we can take other subs under our wing and help each other grow.